Hello, you're listening to Reviewing History, your comedy history podcast. I'm filmmaker and teacher Brian Rupert, joined here by...
As always, Steve Daliaco.
And?
And Jay.
Yo.
So you guys are back. You had your work done.
We did, yeah.
Well, you had it reversed.
Yeah.
I think you guys look lovely.
I think that if you're going to use AI to make an episode, at least tell us first.
Oh, yeah?
I think you're really bad at your job at recording.
That too.
Yeah, look at how far I've got
I think if you're gonna open the show with filmmaker, you got to know how to press the button.
You always know you're in for a Brian fuck-up episode when it begins with him in darkness looking disheveled.
You don't like that?
Yeah,
It's not the first time you've done it.
Yeah, it's like the
What
third.
do you mean? When have I...
It's like the third
It's like
time
the third or fourth time
Yeah.
you've done that exact thing.
Yeah.
You've introed episodes in darkness,
Yes.
like
Apologizing.
unshaven with your hair fucked up.
I fucked up, guys.
What else have I fucked up?
There was audio.
There's
once.
audio problems. I think
There was video
the,
once.
the
No, there's
one-
video twice.
The one where we interviewed the two guys about Alcatraz.
Oh, yeah. Okay,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
I
Fuck
fucked
that
up.
one
I
up.
fucked that
Yeah,
one up.
fuck that up.
All right, yeah. I got two fuck-ups.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, at the time I'm doing this and I'm
4
realizing things are
fuck-ups.
fucked up,
Mhm.
it's usually late at night the night before. And it's like, I'm not going down and put it on a hat right now. This is me in my natural state. I'm disheveled. I'm trying to get this done. It's almost 3 a.m. I've been up almost 24 hours. When I was finishing that, the next morning, me and my family had to go to Sesame Place. My wife wanted to go. So I was scrambling to get it done, and then I was a fucking zombie at Sesame Place all day.
What's that like?
Sesame Place?
Yeah.
Little kid theme park. It was actually a really nice day. It was cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you
seen
not
Muppets?
allowed within 20 feet of that?
20 feet? I can get pretty close.
Yeah, you get close.
He gets a long enough rope and
A net.
yeah. Yeah, you know, you see Muppet characters. She got really excited to meet Snuffleupagus.
Ah.
He was there because it was his
Celeb.
birthday party. Yeah.
Oh,
Big deal for her.
Cute.
She flipped out when Elmo walked by.
Really?
Yeah.
What character did you flip out for?
Oscar.
Yeah.
How many portions did you have?
Yeah.
It was Brian yelling at a homeless guy outside.
Oscar!
Why are you being a grouch?
My daughter calls Elmo La 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 now because of the song La 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 La.
Is that
La,
still
la, la,
around?
la, Elmo's World.
You
Yeah.
still do that?
Yeah. But it's like the slightly different now.
Mm.
But yeah, it's the same
Mhm.
thing. But over when she sees him, she goes la 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 because that's her
Right.
name for him. It's cute.
Adorable.
But we're here to talk about something else cute:
What's
Yeah.
that?
the killing of bovine via staring.
Yeah, this is my pick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
Ant
first,
texted me. I want to let the cat out of the bag.
Yeah.
He said,
Yeah.
I fear that we're in for another Fear and Loathing episode.
I don't think so.
This movie's not good.
This movie is great.
I think it's pretty mediocre and boring.
Movie's great.
I feel like it should have been a documentary instead.
That would have been interesting.
It kind of is. If you look into it,
I know. But as a movie, I don't find it particularly compelling.
Mm.
Like, I think the best stuff in the movie is actually like all the Clooney and Bridges stuff when they're talking about the programs.
Yeah, well, that's the real stuff.
That's
Yeah,
the real
that's the real
stuff. And I
story,
just
yeah.
think that the Ewan McGregor wraparound stuff doesn't really hit.
It doesn't go anywhere.
Yeah, it's kind of pointless.
I mean, it's the whole reason is to tell the story of that backstory, though.
yeah,
like
and
how you said.
I just think it would have worked better as a doc.
Mm,
You know, I think it would have been way more compelling and interesting.
probably,
And-
but
and
we
I-
don't have it. So
Yeah. Well, we got this.
this is what we got to deal with.
Yeah.
I loved it though, just because I find it very comical at times, and when you watch this, like, well, we can get into it. Like the opening line is like, "More of this is true than you would believe," and it's like, oh, whatever. You know?
Well, before we really dive in, if you've seen this before, you obviously love it.
Yeah, I like it. Yeah.
And
I think I saw it once before with Steve.
I saw it in theaters, I think, with
Um,
Steve.
I remember like thinking it was okay.
Mhm.
And now I'm watching it this time and I was just like, can this be over? Like, this is just not good. George Clooney, who, as we all know, is the best Batman.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
His rubber
Um,
lips are immune to your... Oh, that's Robin. Actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. Robin had the problems.
I generally like him a lot. I like his movies.
Okay.
I think personally he sucks ass, but
He's a good actor.
he is a good actor. But I realized watching this, the movies I like him in,
Are Coen Brothers movies?
he's always playing the same character, like this kind of intense, eccentric guy. Generally, they're in Coen Brothers movies.
Yeah, you're right.
And he's doing it again here. I know he has other roles that I haven't seen, where like he's sensitive and like nice.
Does he?
Yeah, like doesn't he do like chick flicks where he's flying around the country on a plane?
That's not really
just
a
his
chick
life.
flick.
What's
You're
that
thinking
movie?
of Up in the Air.
Yeah, yeah.
That's actually a good movie.
really.
Yeah. But you're right. He is kind of the same character.
He's the same character in every movie. George
Yeah, you're
Clooney
right.
plays George Clooney.
Mhm.
But this was he was doing that again in this.
Do you find him really good looking? I don't see the hubbub personally.
He just seems like a
It's a handsome
debonair
man.
guy.
Well, he's always considered like one of the most like sexy dudes.
He's in the pantheon of
You think-
hot guys, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think he's
put
like-
him next to Brad.
He's no
He's-
Brad.
he's been on some like covers.
You know what it is? He has a certain air about him of debonair charm.
Right.
Like,
Okay.
like maybe it's not all in the looks, but he exudes a personality that's really catching, eye catching for everybody.
He honestly, more so than any other modern actor, he reminds me of like an old school movie star, like a Clark.
He's got a Sinatra,
like a Clark
Gable.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Like Hail Caesar. Remember that movie when he?
That movie's great.
Movie's awesome.
You know
It's
we can
hysterical.
actually do Hail Caesar too, right?
We can.
Right.
Yeah, because that's a
'Cause
real guy.
Soviets are
How
in
many
it.
times are we going to talk about actors and communism? Jesus Christ.
Well, we'll space it out. It's been a little bit.
Well, it's a reoccurring theme, obviously. You can only
Throughout
avoid
the
it for so
ages.
much.
Yeah.
But yes,
So the Men Who Stare at Goats.
Yeah, I saw this in theaters, and at the time, I think I really liked it more. Like, I thought it was like a really like solid, good movie. This time, I was kind of like,
you're like,
Eh.
man.
Yeah.
it's like okay, I watched
There's nothing particularly offensive or anything in it. It's just like, who cares?
it.
for a
It's
lot
just
of it.
not compelling enough.
Yeah.
Like, there's like the interesting flashbacks are interesting.
Yeah.
And like I'm enjoying those, and then it's like, oh, I gotta deal. The wraparound shouldn't be like the main story shouldn't be the boring part of your movie.
Right.
You know,
And I hate the ending. I despise the ending.
the
I
last shot.
actually don't like the ending either,
Mhm.
but everything has like its piece.
Right.
Like,
I was like, all right. And then the ending happened, and I was like, okay, now I hate this movie.
it's also a product of the time,
Yes.
like very much so.
Yeah.
Oh, it's anti-Iraqi war shit.
Of
Yeah,
course.
you know?
Yeah,
exactly.
But even that wouldn't bother me as much as just like the glory of the boomers yet again, and how wonderful they are and how they're always right. Like enough.
Right.
Enough.
Yeah, that ending was just like, yeah. But I don't think the ending took away from the movie for me though. Just because I like going into the conspiracy theory shit probably a little bit more than you do. And I think that kind of
I don't know about
draws me-
that.
on a narrow scale, you go deep. On a wide scale, I like more conspiracy theories. than
Okay.
you. I think that's a better term. But this is 2009.
Right.
You're kind of off that.
Bush
right
is
off the
gone.
war. Yeah.
Bush is gone.
gone.
Yep.
You got the Obama era. At this
Obama.
point.
It's early
The
2009.
war's wrapping up. Everyone hates it.
So
We're
this
still
came,
there.
this came out September 2009. So
Right.
so this was filmed as Bush's president
Yeah.
still, most likely.
They tried to tie in like Abu Ghraib into
Mhm.
this,
Mhm.
which I know the book does too. So this is based on a book.
Yeah.
Yes.
The
The book is The Men. Who
more
the book
d-
is by John Ronson.
that is
Yeah.
that discusses the actual facts behind this.
Yes.
Which are essentially post Vietnam, the army was in disarray. Well, the military entirely was in disarray and was looking for alternatives and new approaches to doing things.
Mhm.
And one of the guys that got involved in that was a guy named Jim Channon, I believe his name is. Did you guys see this name?
Jim Shannon?
Yeah, Jim Channon is
Yes.
essentially.
Oh, Channon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
I thought
yeah.
you said
he
Shannon.
wrote. He
yeah.
wrote the manual.
Yes,
Yeah.
he created the New
Earth Army manual.
Earth Army.
Yes. Which is what they in
Right.
the movie it's New Earth Army. In real life it's the First Earth Battalion.
First Earth
Mhm.
Battalion. That's the real thing. Yeah. And that guy is essentially the character played by
Jeff Bridges.
Jeff Bridges.
Who's awesome.
So
Love Jeff Bridges. Another guy who's like everything he's in is good.
Yeah,
This is something that is
True
interesting.
Grit's one of the best movies of the last like 20 years.
it's phenomenal.
Interesting about this movie.
Coen Brothers.
All of the characters are a mixture of multiple real people.
Right. Yeah.
So yes, Jeff Bridges is Jim, but he's also a mix of other people that we'll kind of dive into.
He's mostly that.
Mostly, that's the thing. They're all mostly one person,
Mm-hmm.
but we'll get into it.
So what do they do? Do we? Let's just talk about the movie and then we'll get to it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, The Men Who Stare at Goats. It opens with a man staring
At a goat.
at
No,
a
he's
wall.
not.
He's staring at a wall.
Staring at a wall.
Right. Yeah.
It's Stephen Lang, who's an actor. He's always like a military guy. You may know him best from his role in Avatar,
Right.
Oh,
where
he's an Avatar.
he's fucking Daisy Cutters.
That was the girl.
Yeah, but he's the bad guy.
He's
Oh,
a villain.
he was the bad guy in Avatar.
Yeah.
You mean the good guy who I was rooting for the whole movie?
Yes.
Yeah. I thought this opening is hysterical.
Look, humanity needs unobtainium. We gotta fucking get that shit.
General Dean Hopgood. This is based on a man named Albert Stubblebean.
Yes. What a name.
What a name. He was a 2-star major general. And there's some crazy conspiracy stuff about this man. I don't know if you read into it,
Okay.
but
No, I haven't. Tell us.
yeah. So one of
By the way, I'm surprised he's American because that's like the most British name I've ever heard.
What's his name?
Stubblebean.
That is very British.
Yeah, right?
Mm-hmm.
We're the stubble beams.
From Yorkshire, near Sudsbury.
But Leicester spelt so improperly no one could guess it.
We came over here. We left through Egg Harbor.
Apparently, this 2-star general was a member of the that group that did January 6th.
Oh, the Oath Keepers.
Oath Keepers. Yeah, apparently he was a member of them.
Really?
Yeah, apparently it's conspiracy.
Stubble bomb?
Yeah,
Okay.
but he's going to the next office in the movie, and I think this is what drew me in immediately to this film. Is this opening? I was like, oh, this is hysterical. He tries running through a wall.
Yeah.
And he tries phasing through it, and he fails and hits a wall and just
Yeah.
falls.
Supposedly
I like
that's
the guy at the other
That's
desk.
true.
The guy at the other desk is good.
This
That's
happened.
the one joke in the whole movie, by the way. This is billed as a comedy.
No.
There's nothing funny in it. Or
There's
there's no attempts to be funny in it.
I think you're wrong there.
What do you think, Brian?
I think this is the only clear, like, setup punchline joke. And I think the other things are like, you're supposed to go like, huh, that's amusing.
You're supposed to laugh at the fact that these guys aren't just completely materialistic and like believe in the spirit world and shit. Like that's
Yeah.
the joke, which isn't a joke. That's what you're supposed to be
Yeah.
laughing at.
It doesn't have any setup punchline laughs other than that, which is funny.
I think there's a lot more physical comedy in this than you're giving it credit for.
All right.
You know what? There's a
You're completely
there's a
wrong.
funny moment when he uses that little device he's got and beats up Ewan McGregor with it.
You didn't find it funny when they're telling the story of the Eckmeyer technique and he can hang a thing from his scrotum and the guy looks and is like, what is the practical application of this? That's not a funny setup line and joke.
No,
You're lying.
I'm
That's
not.
a
lying.
good joke.
It is a joke, though. I will tell
Yeah,
you. I
it's
agree.
funny.
That it is a joke. It's not a good joke.
It is hysterical. The physical comedy of George Clooney flying through the air, doing a knife attack without knives.
It's just trying too
It's
hard.
funny.
It's trying too hard.
No, I think you're looking at it from a.
Think I'm being a dick?
I think you're being a dick here. Yeah. I think
I
you're
being a dick?
stingy.
He's right. He's pointing out jokes.
I think.
Yeah,
I just think they're jokes
You
that
didn't
don't
find
land.
it-
They don't
you
land
didn't-
'cause I didn't laugh.
You didn't find it funny when George Clooney's like, I'm using my intuition. He's like, we've been in the desert for like a half hour. You're lost. He's like, no, I know where I'm going. He drives
Yeah,
10
but it
feet.
kind of could be working,
drives-
and I'm ready to go with him
He
on
drives
that.
10 feet and hits an IED. That's not funny? No, I think you watched the
IEDs
shitty movie
are no laughing
beforehand,
matter.
and then you watched this.
IEDs are no laughing.
Did you watch A Man of All Seasons before this?
Yes, and I loved
Yep,
every
there you
second
go.
of it.
Okay.
That movie was incredible.
I don't think he watched them back. You didn't watch them back to back.
No, I
right?
watched them 2 different
Okay.
days.
Oh, okay. I do back to backs.
I can't do that. I'd go
No, I
insane.
think that I think that I don't know. Maybe your hatred for the boomer lifestyle just clouds it from
100%
that
yes, you're
seeing.
right.
Yeah.
But it's just not. There's nothing to sink my teeth into here. You know what I mean?
Like his
Please
comically?
comment.
Yeah, it's-
Well, you
Have a
guys,
side.
maybe he's on both. Maybe he agrees with both of us. I don't know.
well, I was enjoying the fight. I'm not gonna.
I don't think it's a
No,
fight.
no. No, I think it's interesting because, like, as Ant was like talking initially, I was like, "Yeah, there's no jokes in the movie," but you are pointing out jokes.
He's pointing out real jokes.
Without trying.
However,
They're
I don't
not
think
funny.
any of them are funny, and I
Yeah,
didn't
okay.
laugh once. So
I
it's like
laughed at all these.
the movie, like, honestly, like the comedy is like slightly less subtle than like The Big Year, where it's like there's no jokes, but it's intended as a comedy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Where it's like I watch it, I'm like,
This is like whoever directed this, who was it,
let's see,
is trying to make a Coen Brothers movie.
Grant Heslov.
Like this is supposed to be Burn After Reading, which is a brilliant.
I think
movie,
it's very similar.
starring George Clooney.
I think it's very similar. I just think the context you dislike.
no,
I don't think
no,
the jokes
it
are very
just
funny.
doesn't land. Like it's a wannabe Coen Brothers movie. This should have been a Coen Brothers movie. You give it to them, they'll probably make
They
gold
probably
out
made
of
it
it.
better.
Yeah.
Maybe. No.
So this is this director's only movie. He's mostly a producer.
Really,
Yeah, his
Huh.
name is Grant Heslov.
Morrison.
Like, yeah, Grant Morrison. The writer.
You know who Grant Morrison is?
He's a comic author.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you didn't know?
I thought he wrote a little song, a little ditty known as Ram Ranch.
No,
Oh,
that's
no.
Grant McDonald. You get that name right, you son of a bitch.
Yeah, but he's mostly a producer.
18 Cowboys.
18 Cowboys. Under siege. Under lockdown. Do we have to explain this?
No.
No, just let them. Yeah, search Grant McDonald's. Good luck. You're gonna love the song Ram Ranch. All like 500 songs of Ram Ranch.
You sure are hung, Luke. You sure are hung.
Bow, bow, bow. Ripping at your blue jeans. Anyway,
Grant Morrison did the Batman, like the Black Hand story, like with Zur and Ra and shit. You read that.
I read that.
Yeah, Batman R.I.P.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you read that.
Yeah.
Anyway, so
Yeah.
back to the movie.
I didn't understand what was happening in that when I read it.
It's very weird.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're like in Batman's psyche.
He's
like,
wearing a purple suit.
yeah, he's talking to Batmite.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was weird. So the text comes up more. This is true than you will believe.
Yeah.
And now we meet Obi-Wan Kenobi and
I recognized his
Milton.
voice. I was surprised at that.
hello there.
Yeah. General Kenobi.
The Jedi program. And he's with Milton from
Bob,
Oh yeah.
from
Bill
Office.
from King of the Hill.
Yeah.
Stephen Root.
Yeah.
Love him.
Yeah.
One of the
Great.
best guys.
Whenever he shows up, I was like,
Yeah.
hey.
Stephen Root. His character is a mix of a few people, mainly Guy Savelli. Yeah.
Okay.
So Guy Savelli is actually the one who killed a hamster with his mind, apparently. How true that is it hasn't been debunked, but apparently there's
Right.
video of it. And the video is shown in the movie.
I watched the video.
That's the video from the movie.
Yeah,
I
apparently.
watched a video of some of these guys talking about this type of stuff, the ones who were involved in it. And they were like, look, we were trying to do something.
Yeah.
And you can't say it's impossible to do something unless you try to do it.
Right. Yeah.
So it's like, give us a shot and we're going to try and make fucking
Let's see if we can.
psychic spy
And
shit
they
happen. Yeah.
eerily more happened than they'd probably care to admit,
Right.
because they somewhat succeeded.
They claim that they stopped a goat's heart. So,
Yeah.
well,
One
no,
guy
they
did.
killed a hamster and then
Yeah.
they made a goat pass out.
right.
No, they killed a goat.
Yeah.
They made a goat fall, like faint.
No, they killed it.
Oh, they killed it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have the whole story.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
yeah, that's crazy. Like, I don't, in any realm. Now, let's say somebody poisoned it to like make it like, oh, see, we could do it. That's a possibility to fake it.
It
you know?
could be.
But there was a separate program going on around the same time that we'll get into that was
Mhm.
also working, but something prevented it from continuing.
So, There's Stephen Root is like there's ghosts of dinosaurs around and shit. And
Loch Ness.
He's saying weird shit.
Yeah.
He was remote viewing the Loch Ness monster, but it was the ghost of a
Mhm.
dinosaur. And you're like, this person's crazy, but and I think Ewan McGregor's character is supposed to be, your ideas of it too. Where it's like, I know this person's crazy, but it's something that I could just write about.
Yeah, and while he's there, his wife leaves him and like all this shit, right? And
Yeah.
his life kind of falls apart.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, I guess I just got to go be a war reporter now. And that will earn my ex-wife who's left me respect.
Well,
Right?
he's a loser right now.
She's in the business. You have
Okay.
to give him that.
Okay.
Maybe that is something
makes
she would
sense.
respect.
No.
She worked in the same office as him with the guy with one arm.
But why does he even want her back? She was fucking your boss, dude.
Right.
Like, dude,
I don't know.
move on.
Just to prove to himself that he's worth more than like that little
Ian.
thing, I guess. But I think there's easier ways than going to be a reporter in war.
Yeah. I also think it's funny that they cast Ewan McGregor in a movie where they keep talking about Jedi.
Yeah.
Because I couldn't not think of Revenge of the Sith and Star Wars every single time they reference the Jedi.
I didn't even think of it once.
I thought of it the entire fucking time. Is all I was thinking about.
Wow.
Yeah.
Makes sense. And you should.
Like, if they wanted to know about the Jedi, they should have went to Dax. The Dex.
Dex. Well, the 50s diner
Yeah,
guy.
the 50s diner guy.
Camino. Cloners. Oh, we get to talk about the prequels today.
Yeah.
This is fun.
Oh, like we don't do that every chance we get. We can bring up the prequel in the most nonsensical way ever.
I love talking about the
Yeah.
prequels.
Clooney is kind of like Qui-Gon.
How so?
How? Yeah.
He's training Ewan McGregor. This
He
is
has
like
no characterization.
He's not. He's not training him.
he kind of is though, because he's showing him the ropes and he's like, you have like midichlorians.
He
and
is
you,
kind of
you
training
have
him.
psychic abilities.
Yeah.
He's not training him. He's just being like, oh, you could have these powers too.
But he's showing him the ropes a little bit. He's showing him
teaching him
little
about
things.
how he learned these things. But
does some
it's not
cloud
teaching
busting.
him.
But at the end, doesn't he just
That's
go?
the song that we're gonna use for today.
I still dream.
Cloud busting.
Yeah. But
Cloud
doesn't he
bursting.
kind of at the end almost like like it's like at the end, like to jump slightly ahead, he's like, you're gonna carry it on. It's up to you, man. Like you're the next Jedi.
No, he said to tell the world.
Yeah.
He didn't say like carry it on. He just said
Well,
tell the
he
world.
does though, because then Ewan McGregor can.
Well, he
transmute
respects
through
him. He
walls,
respects him that he wants to, but he can't. Like you can't run through walls.
but he does. So, they're in Kuwait, and now Lynn Cassidy, played by George Clooney, works for
The skipper.
the skipper.
No, he's the skipper.
he's the
Lynn
skipper,
Cassidy.
but he works for DeWitt Resources.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Are you this guy like who could kill?"
Who we heard
animals?"
about from Stephen Root.
Yeah, and he's like, "I'm not that guy anymore," and he walks away.
Yeah, he runs away and like tries to attack him. He thinks
Yeah.
he's being stalked for some reason.
Yeah.
And
Reminded me when Francis McDermott came up to him on that bench. Burn after reading.
Burn after reading. Yeah.
Hysterical scene.
The best scene in the movie is when they show the device.
I made this for cheap. Pushes it.
Underrated movie.
It's
Like,
really
I don't
funny.
know nobody
it's
talks
I don't
about
think
that
it's
movie.
underrated. I think most
I think
people who see
people,
it
like-
love it.
We have your shit.
But you're right though. George Clooney's character is very similar in that to this.
Mhm.
Like random
Yeah,
freakouts.
he's fucking Everett McGill.
Yeah.
It's all those guys.
Yeah.
So, as Lynn's walking away, the lights are all like
Yeah.
flickering and shit like that, and they have an interview with him, and he's just kind of like telling him about his life.
How he can go invisible.
yeah,
and, like all this shit.
he does level 3, and like he does remote viewing.
Yes.
Okay, this is the thing that I found insane: the remote viewing stuff. So apparently, there was a project
Yes, there was.
that was actually doing remote viewing training and stuff
Mhm.
like that, and had certain levels of success.
I mean, they get psychics occasionally try and find like murder victims.
It happens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know how real it is, but there's something. At least enough people believe in it that they'll give it a shot. Sometimes, you know.
I think these guys believed in it so much, whether it's real or not.
They made it real.
Well, they started businesses after,
Right.
where some of them
Yes.
started successful psychic businesses where they would like, oh, do you want to find oil? I will fucking use my psychic powers and find oil for you. And it was like successful and working. So there had to be some level of reality to this in a weird
And
way.
the remote viewing program was the Stargate program.
Stargate, yeah.
Not the Star Wars.
No.
Stargate was
Yeah.
CIA though, right?
Well, Stargate. So Stargate was initially in the Army, and the CIA took control of it in '95,
Mhm.
and they were like, "What the fuck is this?"
Yeah.
And they shut it down. They're like, "This is bullshit.
Yeah.
It's not working." But the people ended up starting a business, and that's kind of where one of the things from the movie comes from, and the business is called PSI, which stands for Problems, Solutions, Innovations. And
It's not pounds for square inch.
no.
That's the only one I care
Yeah.
about.
I'm all about that water pressure. and
Science
super
only.
soaker. So PSI is a company, and they use like psychic shit to try to do almost remote viewing shit. And they
Stop
were
saying shit.
we have your shit. And they were actually endorsed by fucking one of the guys. Sorry, I forget. The main guy with the weird name, the British guy that I was making fun of his name.
Oh.
What is it?
Apple bottom jeans.
Albert Stubble
Boots with the
Bean.
fur. Stubble bottom, right?
Stubble Bean
Stubble
bottom?
bean. I don't know.
Just making shit up.
Any British name could just be two things put together, right? I think that's the trick.
Michael Sharewills.
Yeah.
Colin Box Cutter.
Oh yeah.
You're right.
Yeah, you're so right. Edward
Michael-
Knifekin.
Michael Flagcat.
Fuck the
We've
English.
uncovered the English naming.
Mm-hmm.
So Bob is
Bob
like
Mm.
Blum.
doodling throughout
Yes.
the intro, and Lynn sees the third eye
Yeah, and he shows him
And
his
he's-
chest.
later on,
He's
but
been
he's
drawing,
like
he's been drawing dollar bill.
dollar
Yes.
bill eye. Yeah, yeah. Apparently, that's like the symbol of the Jedi.
Well, we know what the real symbol is. Jedi is.
What's that?
What's that?
It's like the lightsaber with the little wreaths.
Ah,
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it is.
Yeah.
That wasn't even a joke.
No.
no, just being honest.
I did find it weird in this though when they ran into the Gungan, and George Clooney was like, "Do you know about the second sight?" And the Gungan was like, "Oh, the second sight! Oh, I know all about that."
The
No.
Gungan in this movie is just an Arab.
Yeah, you're right. He is the Jar Jar.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he serves no purpose. He's just there so that they could be like, Arabs are good.
I wish his tongue got stuck on a pole of some kind. It went, ah! That's what the movie needed.
Well, that's how you make a classic film,
Yeah, like Phantom Menace.
right?
Something that will stand the test of time.
Mhm.
Totally. Did you ever see the guy who saved like the Jar Jar lollipop?
Yeah.
And it's like just like rotten.
Did you ever see the guy who played George?
No.
He's like a 7-foot tall black
Get
guy.
the fuck
yeah.
out of here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The behind the scenes is great
Because he walks around with the head on.
Yeah, it's
No.
a Jar Jar.
Oh, that's awesome.
And he's like dancing and shit. It's great.
I put this Jar Jar head on you for hours.
Oh my God.
That guy's name is Ahmed Best.
Really?
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
awesome.
He's also the best Ahmed.
Probably.
Yeah.
Ugh. Well, anyway,
Nice discuss.
Ugh. Lynn tells Bob about Bill Django.
Bob and Bill.
Yeah.
Bill wrote the
Django!
book. So it's Bridges, right?
Yes. Who's based on
Jim
Jim
Channon.
Jim Channon.
Jim Channon was lieutenant colonel, 20 years of service. He also has a little bit of mixture of Frank Burns.
Your company's computer guy?
Frank Burns was the internet pioneer who claims to have coined the term "be all you can be."
Yes.
But there's another person who claims they did that as well.
Pauly Shore.
in the army now.
Yeah.
Right, yeah. So
The
we'll get into that later.
Weasel in the military.
Going to Chad with Andy Dick.
I'm going to commit so much sexual assault.
Oh, are we watching The Big Bang Theory?
That's my Andy Dick.
Oh.
Is that in the Big Bang Theory? You would know.
I don't know. Remember when Brian impersonated Sheldon and that was his voice? He did?
Andy Dick and Sheldon are the same register for me.
It's a wide range of characters.
Yes. I'm so tired. I'm so fucking tired.
Yeah, I gotta talk to you about this one later on. We went to get coffee. He's been fumbling his words and thoughts all day. All day. He can't focus. He can't speak. He can't think. He hasn't slept in 48 hours. I don't know why we're doing this.
You didn't sleep in 48 hours? You said yesterday, Texas is like, oh, I took off from work.
Yeah, but the man has a
I went
schedule.
to bed and I couldn't sleep. I just was laying there. And then the dog started crying.
I guess we should probably tell the audience it's 9 a.m. right now. We usually don't record till 11.
Yeah.
So he at least gets 2 hours of sleep before we record. He's had none.
He gets a solid 120 minutes.
He's hallucinating right now.
Yeah. I have something big I'll talk about on a later episode that I have to film, so we had to rejigger the schedule a bit.
Say what
Why
was that word?
Why are you using racial slurs?
Yeah, what was that word you just said? What?
Rejigger.
Oh my god.
Ah,
That's not a slur, right?
clip that.
Yeah. Cut that out. My god, man.
So the New Earth manual, the pictures you see in the
Yes.
movie are actually the manual.
Okay, that's the real manual.
Like, yeah,
Like chakras and shit like that.
100%. It was like, I'm going to go on a hippie spirit tour.
Yeah, so the drawings in the manual.
They're real. They used like these techniques and these non-lethal weaponry are real too. So in this scene, it's like, oh, we did the sparkly eyes technique. And he's like, what's that? He just stares at him. And it's this weird moment. And that picture,
I suppose in an interrogation situation that could be useful.
yeah, sure, I guess. I think it's just like
Intimidating.
bonker,
Yeah.
crazy nonsense. But
Like when they play music real loud at people.
so
Like
that's a
what-
thing.
like
there
what
was
they
a
did at
specialist for
Waco.
that.
Yeah,
there was
that's
an
real. Yeah.
actual specialist in this
Right.
battalion
Who did that?
did it and learned how to use like subliminal messaging
Yeah.
in the music.
Like,
Like, that's
when
a real
Cher
thing.
came out with that
Yeah.
new song.
Do you
Yeah.
believe in love after love?
Right.
That's a South Park.
South
reference.
Park, yeah.
But they really do that shit, you know, and that was like part of the
Yeah.
interrogation techniques they
Yeah.
used to get like some of the information which led to bin Laden.
Right.
Like they would play like death metal over and over again.
Yeah, well, that's what
Yeah.
happened at Abu Ghraib was the Barney the Dinosaur theme getting played
Right.
over
Yeah,
and over.
which they talk about in the movie.
Yeah.
It would work.
Sure.
I would give up instantly.
Didn't you tell us once that they played the James Bond Madonna song over and over?
I had
again?
heard that, yeah.
Yeah.
How's that go? Can you sing it for us?
I guess I'll die another day. I guess I'll die another
You know,
day.
if I
Sigmund
closed my
Freud.
eyes, if I closed my eyes, I would have thought she was in the room.
If she was, I would just start doing horrendously despicable acts just to like get attention on stage.
That's what she does.
As like 80 years
yeah,
old.
that's what she does.
Yeah.
It's like you're a grandma, dude.
So the funny thing that you saw, that non-lethal weapon,
Mhm.
that was a real weapon that you could buy, invented by Pete Brusso.
Who's that?
Pete Brusso is an inventor of non-lethal weapons. That's what it is.
Oh.
That's what his gig is, and he was a rival of
How do you fall into that business?
Savelli's. So one of
I
the
want to make weapons, but they don't kill.
Non-lethal.
They
Right.
just
Non-lethal
fuck you
weapons.
up.
Like, what is that? A baseball bat?
Yeah.
Like, didn't we perfect that whole line with the baseball bat?
Well,
As
not
an
lethal.
Italian
It's
answer,
not lethal.
my people have been using the baseball bat since we came to America.
Like, what else do you need? It does it all.
You break a guy's fucking legs, you call it a day.
I don't think the little plastic piece could crack a man's skull, though. You know?
That'll kill him. We don't want that.
Yeah, well, yeah,
How's he gonna pay us
non-lethal.
The VIG is running.
Yeah.
And I said VIG.
How do you not leave that in?
That one I think could stay in, yeah.
So, Earl Carter is the man who coined the term "be all you could be"
Okay.
for a publishing house. So
Be
it's
all you can be,
I
man.
guess technically that is under debate on who really made that up, because you could find articles on both of them and they both say it.
Mm-hmm.
It might have been a situation where they're in the same room or whatever, working.
They're fighting for credit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Mhm.
But in the book, it said that Frank Burns is coined it, the one who's also based off this. I highly doubt that happened. I think the publishing house did it. So that's a lie.
Okay, you
Yeah.
think so?
Yeah.
You don't believe them.
No, I don't.
But they're going to be a force for peace.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess their plan, if this program works, right?
Mhm.
Let's talk about hypothetically, they crack this shit, right?
You would drop shock team of these guys into
Who are,
like a
who are invisible.
hostile zone,
Yeah.
and then use their skills and powers to, I don't know, put down
Like
problems
dissidents.
before they start.
So like you drop like this guy into like the Kremlin and he's just staring at it, like
Yeah.
looking at Putin.
and he would
I think
change the
it's-
minds of. These
Imagine
evil
dropping
beings.
like Jesus Christ somewhere.
Oh,
that-
fuck.
That's what it is. Like, this person can walk on water, walk through walls, can't be killed, can go invisible at any time. Jesus clearly could do all those, obviously. But you would see them as a god.
They did,
Dude,
talk.
you know what it is? It's Cybok from fucking Star
It's
Trek
cute.
5.
It's cute.
It's Spock's
be
brother
cute.
Cybok.
Okay.
They know
Where
what
he
you're
takes-
thinking.
He
They know
takes
what you're
away
gonna do.
their pain.
Yeah.
And now they just don't even want to do fucked up
Yeah.
shit anymore.
I
That's-
need
They
my
just
pain.
want to
Yeah.
go hang out with Cybok.
That's what they were trying to make.
I need my pain.
Yeah.
My pain makes me real.
Yes, that's right, Captain.
Yeah, that's what they do. They Cybok.
They
a bunch of-
Cybok everybody.
Yeah. So then they could go see
Shakari.
Yeah.
But also remote viewing is probably the main thing here. It's you crack that code, you're finding anybody anywhere in the world and hitting them with a missile.
Like Osama bin Laden?
Like Osama bin Laden.
Osama bin Laden.
No one knows what that
No.
is.
But I guess like if you're looking for like specific terrorist or a situation, or you want to find out where the WMDs are, I guess
Yeah,
it would come
yeah,
handy.
Yeah. Bad news, they're not there. And then
Well, that's
how
why
they
it
got all
didn't work,
fired.
because they were looking for him and they couldn't find him.
Right, and they all got fired because they couldn't
We
find
needed
him.
more psychics.
Thank God Ewan McGregor was there to be an investigative journalist and not just toe the company line like every investigative journalist. You know, the real heroes.
What a different time, right?
It's not a different time. They're doing the same shit.
No, I mean, what
A
a
different time, 10 years ago.
What?
No, it's more than that.
Yeah. It's 20 years ago now, 2003.
Wow.
This movie takes place in 2003.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, what a different. That was 100% a different time for journalism in the United States.
I don't know. I feel like journalists have always been shit.
It has, but it was not as bad as today. In 2003,
Not as open to everyone to see it, probably.
if I go
I
back
think it's
to
more open for everyone to see it now.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
anyway.
Yeah. I do find this is actually, I think, one of the funniest moments in the movie.
This is
Cloud
us.
bursting.
No, maybe I skipped cloud bursting, but So him and Clooney and Ewan McGregor are sitting in the desert, and he's like, "We came up with all these techniques. One of them is for cooking food." And he has like this this
solar
cylindrical
powered,
thing.
yeah.
He's like, "It's solar
Power
powered.
of the sun.
We're
Power
gonna
of the universe.
We're gonna
yeah.
harness it to cook this food."
And it's just shit.
Doesn't
It
work.
Doesn't work. He kicks it. He's like, "Piece of fucking shit."
Yeah, it got dark on. It was
Yeah.
waiting so long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
that was funny.
That's funny. That's my favorite joke in the
Yeah.
movie.
That was a
Yeah.
good one. That's a good one. They crashed into the only rock in the desert
Yes,
because he was
cloud
cloud
bursting.
cloud. That's fucking funny. I'm sorry.
This is T Chase with
funny.
another cloud bursting video.
Clued.
Clued.
Turn to a square. Clued.
See how it's become more of a square shape.
Turn to a square. Clued. All right. After you saw that video, did you try cloud bursting?
Who hasn't?
You did, didn't you?
Of
Did
course
it work?
I
Did it
did.
work?
Yes.
So that's a guy who you gotta explain the video because
No, we don't.
It's T Chase. He makes videos on YouTube
Cloud bursting.
where he cloud bursts, and the way he does it is he looks at the cloud and he goes
Cloud. You're gonna turn more into a square shape. And the cloud turns into a fucking square.
That's right.
And it's
See,
great.
and then he goes, "So it's become more of a square shape.
Square shape.
Put a hole in the cloud.
Put a hole in the
Put a
cloud.
hole in the cloud."
And a hole appears, and you're like, "There's no fucking way! Like, there's no way!"
What's great is like I know how he's doing it probably, which is filming it and then
Oh yeah, just
and
yeah,
then afterwards putting a voiceover in it.
Yeah, of course.
Well, you think he's lying?
I think he's a fraud.
Most are.
Ah.
Most people are. Yeah.
I hope you're wrong. I want to.
I'm calling him out.
Don't do it. Don't do it. You don't want to mess with
If-
the cloud burst.
If he wants to cloud burst,
Do you want it to rain only on your house for like 10 days straight?
bring it on.
That would be so good.
No, what I want is I want this guy to come and take you cloud bursting and show you how it's done. I'm calling him out.
I think that's a bride tries.
I'm calling him out. Oh, that is actually a brilliant fucking idea. Thank you.
That is a great tagline.
I'm taking.
That is an
I'm ta-
amazing tagline.
I'm taking Brian to cloud bursting.
Yes.
Bride tries.
So
and
do
Brian
you know
does-
about Bri Tries?
No, is it Brian Johnson?
It's Brian Johnson. It's a Patreon show on
He's just
TESD
trying
that
shit.
we do, where he tries different hobby in search of a hobby.
Taking cloud burst.
And we did one where we went to the bottle dump. And
They met the Cheeseman
we
piece.
and he spoke with the best bottle man in Burlington
Pennsylvania.
named James Tickle. And they spoke about Antonio Zucchini. Right?
Yeah, it's
and-
great. I loved it.
And
What is happening?
and he was showing rare bottles he found, and he
The Cheeseman
showed the
piece.
Cheeseman piece.
Yeah.
Jesus
It's so fucking funny. If you listen to Tell Steve Dave and you watch the Patreon, you got that. But yeah, that's a great Bright Tries. I'm gonna pitch cloud
Mhm.
bursting.
You got to find a cloud burster though.
Where's TJ from?
He might be
T
dead.
Chase.
It's been a while.
Yeah, T
right?
Chase might be dead.
That's from like a long
He
time
has
ago.
to be homeless, right? Like he can't be alive.
Right. Yeah, you can't,
can't be
spend
doing
hours
well.
cloud
He
bursting.
can't be doing well.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, I was wondering if he was chasing a particular bug and maybe it got him.
What?
Whoa, you think he's a homosexual and he's looking for AIDS?
He's gonna be like head of the Department of Energy Conservation or some bullshit. We're gonna be like, oh no.
Maybe the government nabbed him. Maybe he's working on the HARP system. He's making chemtrails. Did you find him?
I like a Tosh.0 video came up.
Oh,
Fucking Tosh.
Yeah.
he's web redeeming.
Yeah, I guess he had the guy on.
This is THS. He has the best voice ever too.
I'm not like I think that's a good impression.
Clued.
So in 2010, he had a video with almost 600,000 views.
That was
That was us.
yeah. That was all. At least 500,000 of that is us.
He had a video come out 8 months ago.
Really, still around?
And he's
Is it
still
cloud
around.
bursting?
That video is Predictions of the Future by Revelation and Astrology.
Please call Get T Chase on your show.
Yeah.
Well, I gotta see where he's
Your
located.
show? You mean our show?
No, the Bride Tries.
Oh.
It's perfect.
No, I want him on this show.
You know what? What are we doing?
Yeah,
Why are
why
we
we-
giving up all the good
Yeah, well,
ideas?
fuck this.
Get T
Yeah.
Chase over here.
I want him
You
to
want
come
me to go
here, and I
cloud
want-
bursting with you?
Yeah, I want to go cloud bursting with him. Yes. He posted 8 months ago. He's doing something.
I'm gonna reach out to old Chi Chase and see what's up.
Teach me how to cloud burst. It's like teach me how to Dougie only.
All right.
Psychopath. So they're picked up by criminals, held at gunpoint, and taken hostage. This didn't happen.
Yeah, this is just
It's all
bullshit,
bullshit.
yeah.
It's all bullshit.
Well,
just to
everything
show.
here is fake. The only stuff that's real is like
the flashbacks.
The flashbacks with evil Kevin Spacey. Did we talk about him
Well,
yet?
Kevin Spacey actually is evil.
Yes,
so-
he's-
Yeah, that's real.
Okay, so what was his deal? He had sex with children?
Little boys.
Maybe not children, but like
Yeah.
young men.
Young men.
Yeah,
He would take advantage
It was
of
like he
them?
would rape like 13-year-old boys.
Well, that's a child.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I wanted to, when you say
Why isn't he in jail?
Why are they all not in jail? What
well,
do you think,
the
man?
judge trying his case mysteriously died.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that makes sense.
And several people that were involved with the prosecution of Kevin
Is this
Spacey
true?
have turned up dead.
Oh,
And then
jeez.
he beat the rap, which ironically is
Think
the name of
about
the
that
person
while
he
I beat
raped too. Anthony Rapp, the actor.
Did you hear that story about
It's so disturbing.
what's his name? Hooper.
Dennis
No, not Dennis.
Hooper. No,
Hooper from Jaws.
you told me his fucking name, his kid.
Yeah. He brought his kid to
Oh
see
my
Kevin
God, why
Spacey, and Kevin
can't-
Spacey was like rubbing his leg. Fucking
Yeah.
Matt Hooper was pimping out his son to Kevin Spacey for roles.
Richard Dreyfuss.
Richard Dreyfuss.
Man,
thank
Hollywood
you.
is a dark place.
But they ruined
Not
it.
dark as in
Kevin Spacey's gone. We'll never see him again, right?
I think he's trying to start a comeback. Like he goes to cons.
Yeah.
Really?
He's
Yeah.
trying to do
People liked him on that show that I didn't watch.
Oh, the House of Cards.
Yeah.
The weirdest thing was after like the allegations broke, he started posting videos in character
As that guy.
as the House of Cards.
Who's like an evil mastermind.
yeah, and he was
right?
like talking about how there's going to be retribution for like
Yeah.
people coming
Yeah, I
after
remember
him.
this.
And the people started dying.
Wait, what? Didn't Tucker Carlson interview him as that guy recently?
I thought he just interviewed Kevin Spacey.
No, he interviewed him as that character.
Really?
Yes.
I'm gonna look that up.
You know, I don't know. Maybe we should do something about Kevin Spacey.
Being frank with
Is he
Tucker.
the devil? Is he the devil? Would you consider him
Yes.
the devil? Yeah.
So Kevin Spacey,
I
as
can't
Frank
believe-
Turner,
So-
spoke to
So
Kevin
Tucker
Spacey.
Carlson is interviewing a child molester?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Not even child molester, rapist. It's a difference.
Yeah.
What's the
There is a
difference?
difference.
Penetration?
Yes.
Oh my God.
That is exactly the difference. You just learned something new.
Fuck. These people are evil.
Yeah, we got to do
Yeah.
something about this.
I'm doing it now.
Let's
Oh,
not
shit.
really- oh,
Hold
fuck.
on. Make sure you aim that the right way.
Yeah,
Don't
you're looking
fucking
at me,
hit us.
This is South Park. I was like,
Yeah. By the way, one of the funniest episodes.
the
That one?
psychic one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so-
that's a
so
good
the
one.
That's
cop-
good.
Like, I love when they go to the guy's house. What's your name? God. Oh, well, hello there, Mr. God.
Oh, yeah. He's got all the left hands.
Yeah.
He makes Cartman watch a video. He's like, oh my God, I'm so bored.
Yeah. Do you
Oh,
see-
it's Red Dragon.
Red
Yeah.
Dragon. Yeah. This is me.
Mrs. Leeds.
This is me changing. Do you see? This is me at Niagara Falls. Do you see? Oh God, I'm so bored.
So now they explain that the reason they started doing the psychic training was because the Russians were doing it.
So the
Which
Russians,
is true.
The Russians heard a rumor that
They
the
were
French
doing it.
started,
Yeah.
Yeah.
that they were doing psi research, and the Americans were countering the Russian psi research, but that was a hoax. But the Russians started it anyway, so the Americans started doing
Yeah.
that. It was an amalgamation of just a bunch of bullshit rumors that just
Yeah.
turned into real stuff.
How do you feel about like us researching it yourself? Do you think it's a waste of money or do you think it's worth looking into?
I think it's probably worth looking into.
Okay.
Psychic research?
Yeah.
100% should be
Worth it?
researched.
Look,
yeah.
I mean, mind control is real.
Yeah.
No doubt about it. Like, you can brainwash people and manipulate them to do things.
Okay. Yeah.
You know?
You
and if that's fucking...
over a period of time. I can't just
Sure.
sit here and be like,
Right. I
Yeah.
mean, look at MK Ultra, which is a real thing that they did where they were abducting people.
which comes into play in the movie.
the
and
movie, it's real,
fucking
yeah.
dosing them with LSD and manipulating them to fucking
Yeah.
do crazy shit. That happened. The CIA did that shit.
Yeah,
It's in the
that's
movie.
open. Yeah.
to say that there aren't other avenues that are in that same ballpark is kind of naive. Like you have to kind of investigate this shit
you
and
can,
figure
yeah.
out. Yeah.
Okay. I'm just asking the question.
Mhm.
I'm just asking questions.
Oh no. Hey,
Oh God.
AJ, what are you doing here?
Look, all I'm saying is that there's a secret government facility filled with bovine. The bovine have learned to fight back, and they are coming. We're going to import them into countries, and the bovine are going to take over.
By the way, the goats.
Yeah.
They say in the movie that
Do they bleed? Do they still bleed for you, Anthony? Tell me about the goats.
She said, I could smell your cunt. Dr. Lecter.
Side of Chiantis.
Tell
me about it. I love goats, by the way.
The goats were used for like they would shoot them
and bandage them
and then try and heal the wounds, service the wound. Now this is unethical.
I've heard before they did it with pigs.
Well,
they've done it.
Well, you heard that from me.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't know if you because I think I brought it up on an episode once and you told me to not mention it.
Well, the guy who told me that told me to never repeat it, but I haven't seen him in years, so I don't care anymore.
Okay.
So yeah, this Marine I know told me that when he was in basic training, they woke them all up in the middle of the night, and brought them out into a field where they shot a bunch of pigs and then sent them out to save the pigs. So this happens.
Yeah.
And it still happens.
Yeah. They wanted to do dogs, but they didn't want to shoot the dogs. They liked them too much.
Right.
In the movie. That wasn't funny. That was funny.
No, it's sad. I was scared for everyone involved. The dogs, the goats, everyone. The poor human beings who put through this ringer.
The goat looking up at the nuclear bomb over its head.
Yeah.
That's real though. That is how they tested that.
Yeah.
Well, I guess you got to test it on something, right?
Sure.
Yeah, of course.
I mean, you got to crack a few eggs to make an omelet.
So Clooney is cloud bursting, right?
Well, no, they got kidnapped.
Well, but he's cloud bursting. Then they crash.
And then they get kidnapped.
Then they get kidnapped. Yeah, and that's all bullshit.
Yeah.
The
cloud bursting thing is probably real. Let's be honest. They probably tried that. All right. That's the song. November.
Said it, yeah.
November,
you want the November version?
The November version is
Bush
way
version.
better than the Bush version.
Okay.
I'll die on that hill.
I agree.
Die on that hill.
I
And
like
it's a little
the
metal.
song.
It's a little metal.
Yeah.
I thought, isn't there a Portishead song, Cloud Bursting, that you like?
Huh?
I don't know. I thought you liked the Portishead song. That was
No, this is November.
Okay.
Yeah. November is a metal band, and they're awesome.
They're Italian.
Yeah.
Are they? I didn't know they were Italians.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, it's November.
You know how to say November in Italian?
November.
Now you do.
Isn't that how you say it in Spanish too? I thought they were just being like trying to be like a cooler November's Doom. like their November's
November
Doom.
Well,
but
November's Doom is great.
yeah, but
November.
I honestly thought they were like, well, they're already November's Doom, so we'll be November, where it's kind of like them. In my head, that's how they named themselves. I'm retarded.
I like that you gave them a backstory.
Yeah, that was the backstory in my head.
Yeah.
And if I'm not mistaken, not that anyone gives a shit, but I think November is older than November's Doom.
Really?
I think so.
Okay.
I think so too.
I think they've been around since the early 90s, mid 90s.
They kick so much ass. Both of those bands.
They're from 1990. They were formed in Rome.
Yeah. November's Doom probably like 2000, I'm going to say. 99?
Could be 02.
No, I think they're older than that.
Yeah, we'll see.
This is very important.
Yeah.
We'll see.
People are dying to know. Well, they're formed in Chicago, November's Doom.
Yeah.
1989, they're first.
Wow.
89?
They've been around that long?
To be fair to November.
An American Doom band doing that kind of shit. Good for them,
To
man.
be fair to November, they're in Italy and this is pre-internet, so they
probably don't know each other.
Yeah, they don't have a clue.
Yeah.
Parallel thinking, I believe they call it.
Yes.
89. That's fucking crazy. Good for them.
November's Doom, by the way, the Novello Reservoir.
Great album.
One of the fucking
One of the best
Yeah.
albums ever.
Draw my dirt with rain. You're not the answer
So
to my fate.
Let's hop back in. Lynn says he's on a Black Ops mission. He's been reactivated.
Yes.
And he tells Bob about optimum
Trajectory.
trajectory.
Which I actually really like.
You believe it?
I don't believe it, but I like the concept of it.
I don't remember what it is.
Well, you don't count here. Go away. We're having a conversation.
Yeah, let's talk about optimum
Let's talk about optimum trajectory without Ant specifically.
Yeah.
Let him eat. No.
No, don't. Oh, he's going to make so much noise. He's going to be crunching and crinkling and cracking. Eat it. I'm joking. It's a lollipop. It's okay.
Grown man.
All right. But I like the concept of optimum trajectory where you kind of end up where you're supposed to be.
Right. Like if you're not on the correct path, it's going to be a struggle.
Yeah, and like you should be doing what you're meant to do, and like it'll just take you where you got to go.
That's why he looks the way he is.
You mean
He's
destiny?
Yeah, it's destiny.
It's destiny to a sense. Yeah, but like you could try to fight your destiny,
Or
and
you
then
can-
your life is like miserable and difficult.
Yeah, or you
That's
can
essentially what they're
follow
saying.
it, and your life will be easier. That's why you have to start visiting more glory holes.
It's your destiny. Do it. Suck a cock. Do it.
I don't know if I should.
The attacks in the glory hole
If you're-
by the
if you're-
Jedi have left me horribly deformed.
God.
They closed the the James Gandolfini rest
Anthony
station.
Gandolfini.
Yeah, I combined it. Yeah, but they shut down the James Gandolfini rest stop. No.
Was that a real thing?
Yeah, you didn't know that?
James Gandolfini had his own rest stop?
Yeah, they took all of New Jersey's greatest heroes and gave them all rest stops.
I know. John Bon Jovi has one.
Yeah.
That's our local
and
one. I
Vince
believe.
Lombardi.
It is.
Yeah,
It's
Lombardi.
often closed.
Yeah.
Want to hear my story about the Vince Lombardi rest stop?
Sure.
Is this the one that you destroyed?
So I went to the Vince Lombardi rest stop was my favorite rest stop because it was the last one before you get to the George Washington Bridge when you're heading into Manhattan. And I used to go up there all the time because I would drive to Massachusetts because my grandmother lived up there, right? So my grandmother died, and I was going to her funeral. So I was driving up to Massachusetts.
You're in an emotional
Yeah.
state.
My wife and I were chatting. She was my girlfriend at the time. We weren't married yet. And I pull into the Vince Lombardi gas station. I get up to the pump. I hand my card over to the guy.
Because in Jersey, you can't pump your own gas.
Right, you're not allowed. It's illegal to pump your own gas in New Jersey. They have to do it for you, right? So I give the guy my card. He takes it. He's gone. I don't know how long he was gone. But he comes back, hands me my card, and I was like, all right, I guess I'm done. And I start driving. So I look at I hear a yell. I hear yelling. And I look in my mirror and I see three things. The first thing I see is the hose of the gas line hanging out of my tank.
How are you a real
Right.
person?
Right? I made it like 30 feet. The second thing I see is the guy who had been pumping my gas standing there like bewildered, and fuel is pouring out of the top of the machine. So now there's just there's a fucking explosive hazard. And the third thing I saw was a woman in a car parked at the other pump screaming, "What the fuck is wrong with you?" So I was very embarrassed. And I got out of my car. I took the pump out of my gas tank. I walked it over to the guy. I went, "Sorry, bro." I dropped it.
You dropped
I
it.
dropped
He did
it.
a mic drop.
Got in my car and got the fuck out of there.
Dropping it is by far.
My wife
Your
was
girlfriend at the time.
she was in shock, but thought this was the fucking greatest thing that ever happened, and she's made fun of me about this to this day.
The drop of it though is what makes it like.
It's so
I
ridiculous.
make this.
I had to like save face somehow.
I gotta
Yeah.
give it back.
Yeah.
Instead of handing it, just
Yeah.
look what I did.
Right. Yeah. Sorry. I went sorry,
Sorry,
bro.
bro.
I just dropped it. Gas is splattering up.
Gas was shooting out
Enjoy
of the top of the
fixing
thing.
it.
Yeah.
All this needed was you to like light a cigar and throw it back.
Kill like
And
8
blow up
people.
the place.
I
Yeah.
came to fuck shit up.
Yeah.
They had to shut down that gas station probably.
I'm sure they
surprised-
did.
I'm
I'm sure it was
surprised
close to
you-
the rest of
The
the day.
amount of people's days that
I
you
fucked up. Yeah.
is unbelievable.
Yeah.
Like there's probably some commissions we don't know about that had to come and get involved and shut this down.
I'm surprised you didn't get like a $10,000 bill on your card. I'm really shocked.
Yeah, you'd think like it would be my like I guess it
Insurance,
just the system stopped. I don't know.
The
I don't know
gas-
how long the gas was pouring out because I got out of it.
It blew up.
Yeah. I'm sure they stopped it. I don't think anybody died.
That was why there was the 2019
Oh my god.
Vince
that was
Lombardi
so
gas station
ridiculous.
fire.
Oh, you're a real person.
That was your optimum trajectory, though, to blow up the gas station.
You're in the wrong business. You should be in the
Are you
destruction
extra
business.
cautious when you go get gas in Jersey now?
I almost did it the other day.
You almost did it again.
I don't like that they take your card and give it right back to you. Like you're supposed to keep it until you're done, and then the last thing that happens is you
No.
get your card back.
The
Because
last
it-
thing that happens is they go,
You're,
"You're
all
all
set,
done.
buddy.
Do you want your receipt?"
But then what's stopping me when it's done? Because sometimes they're out doing fucking bullshit instead of doing their job. Like what's stopping when I see it's done, just going, all right, I'm out of here.
You could. You're not
You
supposed
gotta
to,
take
but
your
you could.
fucking pump out.
Right. So if you want to make it like an official transaction, they have to give me my card back. At the end. Like if they do it too quick, someone could get confused.
I think it's
saying.
just you. To be honest, I think most. Do you shut your car?
By the
off?
way, why can't I pump my own gas?
Do you?
Because
shut your
that's the
car
best thing about Jersey. I don't want that to change.
Don't get upset.
Yeah.
I'm not going to change it.
off? Don't ruin this for me.
I love that in the winter, I don't have to get out of my nice toasty car. I don't have to touch the germ-infested pump because I'm a germaphobe.
Oh, I thought they were Germans.
No. We have the gas for you, Jew. Again.
They charge him more. 25 cents per gallon more if you're Jewish.
Yeah, you'll see.
Speaking of Jewish, let's hop back in.
Yeah.
So,
Speaking of Jewish.
yeah, you're gonna like this one because I don't think you looked into this part. So they're captured, and they're gonna be sold to a terrorist group. You have this nice like back and forth
Yeah.
between the two, and
They're
he
going
shows
to
him.
fight with their mind. They show
Yeah,
the
he shows him
tattoo.
the third eye, but I think
You
that
have
was a funny joke.
You have some Jedi in you.
I thought that was a funny joke, where he's like, you're not gonna attack me. And you stab him in the neck and you get blood going. That's a psychic dissentive. And he's just looking at him like, what? That's a funny joke. You just giggled.
Yeah, it is kind of funny. I didn't laugh in the movie, though.
But
I do like he's saying to Ewan McGregor, there has to be a meta joke. You have some Jedi in you. They
yeah,
have to be fucking with the audience.
I guess.
I think so, yeah.
Because he was a Jedi.
definitely. What year did that come out?
The Jedi have a master
'Cause this was-
army.
oh.
Revenge of the Sith was 2005, and he was
Oh, so
Obi-Wan in
definitely,
all
yeah,
three.
It was
yeah.
definitely a joke like that. We meet Larry Hooper.
Okay.
And that
That's
is Kevin
Kevin
Spacey.
Spacey.
yeah.
He
Evil
met him at
Kevin
a
Spacey.
spoon bending party.
Yes. Where
This is
okay,
real.
so this is the funny thing. Yuri Geller.
That's what I was talking about.
Okay.
Yeah. You can go ahead. No,
All right.
he-
So
he's
Yuri
in-
Geller was, or is he still alive? I don't know.
I don't
But he
know.
was a famous psychic. He actually sued Pokemon because he said Alakazam and
a Kadabra.
Kadabra were parodies of him and his spoon bending because he used to
Oh,
go
he's
on.
the spoon bendy
he's
He's
guy?
a celebrity spoon bender from Israel.
Yeah.
What about the Matrix?
He probably sued them too.
Yeah, he probably sued them too. There is no spoon.
But that's why I said.
But that
speaking
comes
of Jewish,
from him.
he's
So
from Israel.
so
Yeah.
after that, the government and everyone else wanted to find out how he did this.
Mhm.
And obviously he's like not giving up his magician secrets.
Right.
I'm
So,
psychic.
I'm psychic.
Yeah.
So they're like, well, now we have to fucking research this.
Right.
It's really because of him these programs started.
Mm.
Yeah.
Do you know how they do the spoon bending?
No.
I saw a thing where basically he rubs his thumb a lot on the spoon, like a crazy amount of times,
Is it hot?
and it becomes more malleable, and he could kind of just nudge it like this enough,
Hmm.
and it'll like start to bend.
That ma-
Supposedly, it's something like that.
I guess you'd have to have a really thin spoon.
That's how I heard he did. I think I
Yeah.
saw it on like Penn and Teller once.
How do you curve the bullet?
Well,
you gotta
whip the gun. And believe it or not, you could do that through any rifled shell, including a tank,
Yeah.
as we learned in the last episode. One of the previous episodes.
Great movie.
They get driven to another group who are like more, I guess, terrorists, not like local
Yeah.
criminals, and they're going to be sold to them. And he's like, "Yeah, we can't let this happen. We got to fight them."
Oh, did we say they got abducted?
Yeah, we did.
That's all right. You're in your own world.
Yeah.
Look at his face.
So I like the scene where now Kevin Spacey is in the program with them, and they do like the Ghostbusters test where they're like, "What's in this box?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
And George Clooney is able to tell. He's like, "It's a man in a chair."
Yeah.
It's the Lincoln Memorial.
Yeah, and Spacey's just
The
faking it.
monument.
Yeah, he's like a fraud, and
Yeah.
Clooney's the real deal.
Was he in the Monuments Men? Was that George
Yeah,
Clooney?
he is.
Another
We're gonna end up doing
mediocre
that.
movie.
Yeah,
I've never seen it.
it's so not good.
It
It was really. I was so excited for that.
It
weren't
seemed
you?
like it was a good concept for a movie.
Yeah.
And then it was just like, this
Boring.
is Bob Balaban boring.
What have you got against Bob Balaban?
Not a damn thing. The man's a national treasure.
And then there's they have a guy who has like penis strength, like he's hanging like weights on his dick.
Beaver thought that was hilarious. So
This
don't
is,
even bring that up.
The Eggmeyer technique.
Eggmeyer.
That's what they
technique,
talk
yeah.
about. Now, one of the guys in the battalion was like a crazy martial arts expert. That's who this is
Okay.
based off of. Where he wasn't hanging shit from his balls, but he was like an expert in multiple martial arts.
That seems useful.
Well, they are soldiers. They're still soldiers, like
right.
first,
First and foremost.
Then it's just like experiments on these dudes,
Yeah.
which is what this really is.
The guy who killed the goat eventually was named Mike Acanthus or Arachnus, something like that.
Arachnus.
Arrakis Desert Planet. Spice melange.
But they escape. They escape like because Bob says he's a reporter, and they try killing him instantly, and then there's a fight.
Yeah.
And they get out.
It's the Battle of Ramadi.
That's after this. Yeah,
Well, that was
Well,
a
that's
real
how they
that
battle.
was a
escape,
real
right?
battle. This
Yeah.
is also fabricated.
There was a real battle, like when
Ramadi,
the invasion
yeah.
of Iraq.
Okay.
Ramadi, I think, lasted like a year.
It was like a siege.
Yeah.
With like insurgents and shit.
Yeah,
This was
well,
in
yeah.
like 2001.
Yeah, it went from
2002.
March 15th to November 15th
of 2002.
of 2006.
Oh wow.
It was 8 months.
Yeah,
Okay.
a long siege and
So it's not like the movie where it's
No,
two,
where
like,
it's two
security
mercenary
forces.
groups just shooting each other. No,
I wouldn't be surprised.
where
if that
it's like,
happened.
oh, look at the evil imperialists, and then
Right,
all these
right.
innocents
Yeah.
caught in the middle. Oh boy,
Yeah,
go fuck yourself. Let's release all the terrorists.
that was horrible.
Those poor terrorists.
And there was even a Battle of Ramadi in 2004, which lasted 4 days. And obviously, the U.S. won.
Look, Iraq was
Yeah,
fucked
this
up.
was-
There was no reason to go there. But like to act like there weren't bad guys and they're all just innocent fucking people. Like, stop.
Well, it's the
I think it's just civilians, really, that they're.
But that's
showing.
what the movies portray. You know?
it's two dumb American
Yeah,
groups
yeah. of
Retard
course, yeah.
Americans.
Just
doing
trying to make
evil
money.
just
shit.
fucking shit up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's stupid.
like, look, there's terrorists, but the two Americans are really just making things worse
Right.
by fucking with everybody.
Mhm.
All right, so where are we in the movie? So the Battle of Ramadi, and now they go to the guy's house, Mahmoud. That's the guy who saved them.
I thought it was
Yeah.
Tony Shalhoub.
No,
but
he
it's
I
didn't.
not.
thought it was at first too.
No,
It
they-
should have been. Why
they
not?
saved Mahmoud.
They spent all their money on George Clooney and Kevin Spacey and couldn't get fucking Tony Shalhoub in this, who we all like.
From Galaxy Quest.
That's right.
Did you ever watch Monk?
No.
Me either.
But I watched Galaxy Quest a whole lot, and I like him in that.
But I remember Monk was on like TV constantly.
Yeah. No, you just get commercials for it all the time.
Yeah, I never watched
Me
it.
neither. Apparently, people love it though.
Who doesn't love Tony?
I don't know. You didn't like. I like.
He's
this
not my
scene.
favorite Tony.
I could
though.
see why you wouldn't. But oh my god. Oh my god.
That was a great joke.
It wasn't a joke. That's the funny part about it. No, I like this because they also Mahmoud didn't rescue them; they rescued him.
Yeah.
But he takes him back to their house.
like a stray dog
Yeah.
that a family brings
Yeah,
in.
we didn't see.
We didn't save him.
He saved
us.
Yeah, they saved him.
But
But
George Clooney said, we honor your culture. You're so great, Mahmoud. We love you so much.
that's that I gotta disagree with. That's not what
Yeah,
happened.
you're
That's
right.
not what happened.
Oh, I'm being fucking
Now
shitty.
you're being
I'm being a dick.
You're being a dick. I'm glad you noticed though.
Yeah.
But I liked this scene. I did.
So now we get another flashback.
I like the way
after.
you move.
Never mind.
What?
I was gonna say it's an important scene. They're in his house, and Clooney's like, "Hey,
It's not an important scene.
I think so. I think
Because
it's.
they just leave and it goes away and it doesn't matter anymore.
I-
Once they get to that base,
I think it's.
the rest of the movie is irrelevant.
Yeah.
I think it's important to understand the perspective in which they're thinking at this time,
Mm-hmm.
and that's what you're skipping over. Because even a small little thing like this, where Clooney goes, "I'm sorry that those security forces did that. Not all Americans are like this,"
Yeah.
and then Mahmoud goes,
He
"I'm
apologizes
sorry about
for
the terrorists.
kidnappers.
Not all of them are like that." And he's like,
Yes.
"Well, there's kidnappers in our culture too." So it's
Yeah.
like, and they kind of like
And then Ewan
bond.
McGregor said, "Some, I
Yeah.
assume, are good people."
Yeah. So they bond.
Sand people always walk single file to hide their numbers.
But I think that's important.
These bullet holes too accurate for sand people. The only American service forces are this good.
That's really fucking funny. Single file hide their number.
Anyway, I thought that was important to understand the
Yeah.
state of mind for the people creating the film.
So there's a flashback, and now it's like they're showing some of the failures of the program. We're starting to get to more of the dark age. So like they
Yeah.
ask a guy, they're like looking for something, and he's like, "You have to ask Angela."
Ask Angela Lansbury.
Yeah.
And they're like, she has no clue what
They
you're
asked
talking
her,
about.
and they're like, "What the fuck?" I would just love Angela Lansbury's like house in that she gets a call. It's the government. Hello, dearie, it's me, Angela Lansbury.
Who was she?
She's the voice of Mrs. Potts.
Oh.
That's what we would know.
Oh, the
her
old
from.
lady.
And she's also the fucking Murder, She Wrote. That's her, right?
Oh, yeah.
Ask Angela
She
Lansbury.
looks like my grandmother.
So
She kind of does.
Yeah. An old British lady.
Yeah.
Operation Stargate, right?
Yeah.
The main reason why it was canceled like,
because of the movie.
is
Kevin's
is
what's his
because
name?
Stargate, the
SG-1.
show, yeah, SG-1.
Andromeda.
Atlantis.
They said it wasn't reliable enough, meaning there were points where it was working, but because of stuff like this, where you get somebody who's just in there who can't do it, you know.
And Reagan protected the division because he was in the psychics in Star Wars,
He likes
Yes.
Star Wars.
which I didn't.
Him
I
and
know,
Nancy were all about that
I know
shit.
they loved it, but they were all about psychics. Like they had a psychic they would contact
Yeah.
regularly. Was it Miss Cleo?
It was not, but I wish it was.
Darling,
me now
you're
for
gonna
your
make a lot of money, darling.
Mr. President, I'm seeing the cup of wands in your future. Changing all the outlooks.
Don't forget. What? Oh, you're going to forget everything. You won't remember you were president.
Definitely pay me $5.99 per minute and then another $20 for each additional minute.
Well, I cut budgets, but I guess the taxpayers need this to know, so I know what's going on.
It's a matter of national security. Well.
Joan Quigley is the psychic he used.
Oh,
Wow.
Yeah, I think she was famous at the time too.
I'm sure she was.
Grant, Ulysses S. Grant was him and his wife also consulted with psychics regularly and shit,
Yeah.
and they believed in it hard styles.
There's plenty of presidents.
There's
that
a
are
lot
into
of
that
precedent.
shit. Yeah.
And Hitler was into like all that shit too, like the occult and like research and shit like that. So
Hooper.
well now
Hooper drives the boat, chief.
Shut up. Hooper finds out about MK Ultra
yes.
and doses the new recruit. The recruit loses his mind, gets naked, shoots into a courtyard, and shoots himself.
Did that actually happen?
Kind of.
Okay.
So this is based off an event of Frank Olson.
Okay.
So
Oh,
Frank
Frank was
Olson was secretly dosed by the head of the MK Ultra experiment, Sidney Gottlieb.
Okay.
I'm probably pronouncing that wrong. Gottlieb, yeah. Or Gottlieb. I don't know how to pronounce that. I think it's Gottlieb. That's Gottlieb. Sidney Gottlieb. Unknowingly got dosed and jumped to his death.
Okay.
And that's what this is based off of those MK Ultra experiments.
Oh no.
That is also one of the main reasons why those experiments kind of
Ended.
started coming to that halt. Yeah, because they were just dosing random people, like doing tests on them.
Okay.
So it's loosely based.
They
off
would
of
get
something
like
true.
prostitutes to lure like unsuspecting civilians into like back alleys.
Really?
Yeah.
So like you just like think it's like a chick and you're like, oh.
Right. And then she doses this guy, and then the CIA follows him around with like puts him in rooms
Yeah.
with two-way mirrors that they all stand behind and watch what he does. Like it's fucking bizarre.
Yeah. Now I believe.
And are they trying to influence him to do shit?
Yeah. They do all kinds of things.
It's fucking weird.
It's really dangerous and scary. Yeah, they're an evil organization.
So
It's funny because like the Manchurian Candidate, that Frank Sinatra movie,
yeah.
like that was like the Soviets. They kidnapped this guy and made him into a fucking Manchurian Candidate. He's going to assassinate somebody. Meanwhile, the CIA at that moment is doing that exact thing.
Mhm.
You know,
Yeah.
it's weird.
It's in the
Like-
cultural air, you know?
Is it, or is Hollywood getting fucking their
But
their marching orders from somewhere up high?
But no. No, but this is what I'll say about that. So if we're thinking about this, right? If you're the CIA, you wouldn't want a movie coming out with that same story. You know what I mean?
You'd think, but then maybe they're broadcasting what they do to everyone because they
Just-
seem to do that sometimes.
Like, hey, listen, we can do this.
I'm a believer
We
in
can
like
kill you, and nobody's going
Well,
to arrest
I'm a
us.
believer in the collective consciousness to an extent, and I think that once an idea is like put into the universe,
Mm.
like something like that, it kind of bounces around.
Maybe so, but what about this? What if like they put out a movie that pretty much depicts exactly what they're doing, and then when it comes out that they're doing what they're doing, no one believes it because it's like, what are you talking about?
It was
That
in the
movie?
movie.
You're
was in
doing
the
a
movie.
movie thing. Shut up.
I could see that, but like everyone that like MK Ultra is proven to be a real
True.
thing.
Yes.
You know, it's
But
like
for how long was it a conspiracy theory that nobody believed it?
I wasn't alive in the
35
time. I don't know how. I don't know how people.
I
were
think it's
talking
fairly
about it.
recently that
35
people like are like,
minimum.
yeah, that was real.
Yeah.
I mean, whenever you heard MK Ultra, you'd laugh and go, that was bullshit for the
The
last
CIA wasn't
for
doing
like my whole
that.
life.
Yeah.
You know?
The CIA wasn't doing that. The CIA didn't kill Kennedy.
Right.
The CIA
There's no heart
didn't give
attack gun.
crack to the black communities.
Right.
The CIA doesn't have a chemical that gives you heart attacks instantly, cyanide. Come on.
You know?
I'm trying to look when it came to.
We're,
light.
we're teetering on a line here.
Look,
Like-
I'm not trying to say anything definitive. I'm just asking questions and putting ideas out there.
Right, you're a question.
I got my First Amendment.
So it was 1977 when it came to light,
Right.
and that was when.
But it was always like in the air, it was regarded as fake.
I wasn't alive in the 70s, so you know.
No, but I'm saying till now. There's tons of people out there who still think it's a joke. It's not real.
Well, those people are fucking idiots. Like it's a.
I'm not going to disagree
It's a
with
real
you,
proven thing.
But it's a there's a
bell
reason.
curve.
That's why they put out the disinformation and the smoke screens so that there's never a consensus.
Even I don't know. Look, I'm not going to come up with a fucking answer here, but I do think it would be stupid if you're doing. I understand your point of view.
I understand yours too, and
Yeah.
I agree with you. But
I don't
it's
know.
just like
Hollywood
weird.
seems to do it a lot.
Or what about this? What about this?
Okay, we got a new one.
Hold on.
Yeah, new one. Yeah.
Just stay with me.
I don't want
There's-
to. 'Cause we might get black bag.
No,
How
no.
far are you going?
Just I'm not going that far.
Right.
So there's
Take the red pill. See how deep the
Yeah,
rabbit
yeah.
hole goes.
I want the steak to be real. I'm with Cypher.
Oh yeah, I'm taking the blue. I want to be ignorant. I
Yeah.
just
I don't want
That's
to
my
know about
curse.
all the evil shit.
my
going
curse
on.
is that I'm
Neo,
not.
let me tell you something. You take this red pill, you're gonna be able to wear a sweater with holes in it. You're gonna live in a sewer. You're gonna live in a sewer on a ship with a bunch of guys you don't know.
Yeah, imagine if you told them how bad it's going to be.
The only joy we have is dancing in a cave.
You think that's food you're eating now? You know what real food is?
Slop.
It's porridge slop. We eat it every day and nothing else. Come through the hole. See how deep it goes.
All right. But stay with me, right?
You're gonna fight ghost twins.
Ghost. You're gonna meet the Merovingian. What the fuck is the Merovingian? No one knows.
He's a slutty French.
It's a Frankish king from the 2nd century AD. Not many people got that reference when the film came out, but that's what it was.
Oh, but Monica Bellucci was so hot in that.
She is.
Oh. Anyway,
All right.
I have to piece.
All right. What about this? There's a Hollywood producer, right?
Okay.
He's worked on, let's say, some military movies, right?
Okay.
He has
His
contacts.
name is Frank. Damn it, I can't remember. his
Costanza?
name.
what?
I don't know.
Oh,
Capra?
Frank Capra.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just saying, let's say you're a 60s movie producer, right? 50s,
Okay.
60s. You've done some war movies.
I'm 50 or 60, or this is the era.
Oh,
It's the era.
baby. See, I'm doing the
Yeah.
scene for you.
Yeah,
Alright.
yeah,
Like the
yeah,
music's
exactly.
coming in.
Okay.
Yeah, let it happen. Go ahead. And now tell us what happened.
So we were at this Hollywood party, right? And I had done some like military movies. So I have some people there. I see one of my ex-military consultants. He
Hey,
worked
Brian,
with,
how you doing?
Hey,
It's like
what's up?
Ocean's 13,
Yeah.
you know?
I
Like
haven't
it's-
seen you since Saigon.
Yeah, when we were shooting Bridge on the River Kwai. So we start to get to talking, and he tells me that he's heard some stuff about people in the government working on these like kind of brainwashing
Cut to Brad
experiments.
Pitt eating an apple.
Yeah. No. But like, what if it's just one of those things where it's like someone in the military who kind of heard something from somebody tells a producer,
Yeah.
and the
They
producer's
heard
like,
the pig story.
and he's like, oh, that's kind of interesting.
Yeah.
And then he puts that into a movie.
Very possible.
100%.
You
I
know-
think that happens with like mob guys. In fact, that was the plot of a Sopranos episode.
It
Is
was,
it?
Yeah, with John Favreau.
Yeah.
Oh, he's in it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
John Favreau was talking to Moltisanti, and he let some shit slip.
Is he playing himself?
Yes.
Do they have to visit John Favreau
Yeah.
Yeah.
and correct him?
Yeah.
I think he gets away with it actually.
Okay, yeah. That had to be based on a producer's experience doing the
Definitely.
show, right?
Yeah.
They're like, look, you gotta put this in the fucking show.
It's pretty good, Tony.
Thank you.
Oh, that was Tony?
That's what I was doing, yeah.
T, I was talking to this Favreau.
That's Mostastanti.
So Clooney's shooting heroin.
What?
In the movie, doesn't he tie
No,
off?
you were watching Pulp Fiction.
Yeah. No.
There's
That's,
John
that's cancer medication, not heroin.
Oh, I
What
put,
did you think you were
I
watching?
put Clooney shoots up.
It was steroids, actually. He said
Yeah,
steroids
okay.
Yeah, it's not
help.
heroin.
I thought it was heroin. Oh yeah, it's revealed that he has cancer because he got hit with the Dinmok.
The Dinmok.
It's gonna kill me eventually.
I found that very funny.
I got cancer 18 years
They
later.
also hit an IED.
Yeah, they blow up.
They blow up.
And while they're walking through the desert, they get taken by Kevin Spacey's company.
Yeah.
And
What was it called? Psychic? But it was spelled
Psy.
psych. No,
Yeah.
psych.
Oppa Gangnam
PSIC. PSIC.
Hey, sexy lady.
But now this is like the evil like way of doing it, right?
Yeah, well,
Like,
now we
it's-
learn the dark side of
they
the
got a
Force.
corporate
side, yeah.
sponsor, man.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
Jonas.
yeah.
Kevin Spacey took
So-
over everything.
Yeah.
This is slightly based off of Joseph,
Mangala.
not too far off McGonagall's.
Oh, from Harry Potter.
McMonagall's.
Yeah.
It's very
Remember
good.
when
These names are difficult.
When like she did nothing for 5 movies straight, and then she just punches Snape out the window.
she's the one that
everybody's
turns,
like
she turned into a
fucking
cat,
cheers.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's the transmutation professor.
Is
Yeah.
that what she does?
Yeah,
Oh.
she teaches you to turn into animals.
She's a trans.
None of them
professor.
turn into animals though. Ever.
No, I don't think they ever got good enough at it. Right?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think they got.
I mean, there was the rat guy.
There was the rat guy. There was the
Oh, Peter Pettigrew.
Yeah.
Sirius Black transforms into a wolf.
That's true.
None of the kids are good enough, though.
I killed
Yeah.
Sirius Black.
Yeah, they're not.
Who puts their wife in more movies, Tim Burton or Rob Zombie?
Tim Burton, because he's made more movies.
That's true.
They're divorced now. She says she's not in movies anymore.
Oh no!
This is Rob Zombie's chance to.
yeah.
Counter it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she's not gonna be in Beetlejuice too?
No.
Shit.
Winona's in it, though.
Yeah.
Are you excited for Beetlejuice, too?
I actually am. It's like the first movie I've like looked forward to in so long.
Don't do this.
Excited?
Don't do this, man.
Not
Don't do this to
excited, but
yourself.
like I saw the trailer and it's like it made me laugh. This trailer legitimately
Oh,
made
he's
me
gonna-
laugh.
he's-
Okay.
I know it's gonna happen.
It's gonna crush me.
It's gonna
I know.
crush you.
I know
Yeah.
because I love Beetlejuice.
Yeah.
The first one's great.
Yeah.
I'm excited that it's practical effects. That intrigues me.
It's not all practical though.
I know
No, they
Napoleon
said they
bit me
did
in the
practical for
ass.
this one.
That was the last time I was like,
In the-
before
You
I-
saw it?
No, I didn't see it,
Oh,
but I know
okay.
it's shit.
In the trailer, the small head dude is animated. What are we talking about here? There might have been some practical, but it's not all practical.
I thought it was. I didn't see the trailer. so
You
I
didn't
don't
see the
know.
trailer.
Oh, you should probably.
I didn't
watch
see the
trailer,
second
yeah.
trailer. I saw the first one.
You should probably watch the trailer.
I'm gonna see it, so I don't need to see the trailer. You know what I mean? Like,
right. They got the Wednesday girl.
oh,
who
Jenna
apparently
Ortega.
She's taken over the mantle of Christina Ricci and Winona Ryder. She's both of them combined. into
She's
one
the
now.
new one. Yeah.
Yeah.
She's the next one of those.
I'm goth.
I think
but
they
not
tried
really.
to do that with Aubrey Plaza.
No, they wanted her to be. She was a new thing. 'Cause she's like the dry, ironic person.
She's like millennial incarnate.
yeah.
She's not
Yeah.
goth enough.
Right.
You,
You're right.
you need a little bit of goth in there. You know,
Mm.
spider stuff, whatever the fuck they call it. I don't know what it is.
Webs.
Yeah, but it's like the shirt that's like it looks like spider web lace. You know what I'm talking about?
Fishnets?
Yeah, but it's like spider webs.
Okay. They wear that?
Yeah, it's goth.
All right. So, where are we?
I went to Manhattan yesterday. I saw a guy wearing a skirt.
And then you fucked him in a men's room.
Did he have fishnets on the
He
skirt?
did.
On a scale of 1 to 10, what was your level of arousal?
7.5.
It's good.
So now we get the scene where George Clooney kills the goat, which is a real thing that happened.
Yeah.
In the movie, it's silent, but supposedly they were training one morning. They came in and they saw this guy, Michael
Rucker.
Arrakis or whatever his
Yeah.
name is.
Get him with Arrakis?
I think that's like his name.
Yeah,
It's something like
there's-
that.
There's a
Oh.
lot of people involved. So
And he's standing there and he's staring at the goat and everyone's watching. And the goat like is getting uncomfortable looking at him and he keeps staring at the goat. The goat starts bleeding like bah, bah, and the guy keeps staring and blood starts coming out of the goat's eyes and shit and eventually the goat dies.
Is it that graphic?
That's what
Yeesh.
I heard, yeah.
Oh, you mean the real life?
The real
event.
situation.
The
yeah.
real life event,
I was
yeah.
in the movie, he just kind of falls over.
The goat dropped to its knees and they could see blood coming out of its nose. And then only a few seconds later, the goat's mouth began to froth something referred to as red suds. And finally, the goat fell and died.
Nice.
Yeah,
All right.
Fucking
So
wild.
I'm assuming that's poison.
that's what you would think. But
But let's say it's not for a moment. For a moment, let's play devil's advocate and say this
Yeah.
guy did it, right? Like
Killing a goat.
somebody who
It's a symbol of me.
has not been training for a long time was able to do that. What happens if you get like decades of experience doing that? Could you just kill like hordes of living creatures?
I
with
can
your
kill
mind?
with a word.
My name is
scary.
scary. Well, that's why he's my Caracas.
He knows the weirding way.
You become like
He is the Lisan Al Gaib.
I'm like the leader of X-Men. You know, like just killing shit with your mind. That's
Did you ever see that video that went around of the sandworm, but it's Donald Trump?
It's so funny.
Fucking hysterical.
no, I never seen that.
Look, I call him Pesky Paul.
Yeah. A guy took the sandworm and dubbed over and put like the Trump hair on the sandworm. And it's little Paul Atreides. He's not going to move.
The
me.
Muad'Dib, he's a little mouse. I call him Pesky Paul. He's bringing up people from the South, religious zealots.
It's really fucking funny.
Gonna make Arrakis great again. MAGA.
Yeah. Did you see the second one, Steve? Second Dune?
Dune?
Yeah.
No, just
You
the first.
really should watch it. It's much better than the first one, right?
I saw the first with you.
I think I like the first one better, but they were both great.
I like the second one way better. It has more action.
I saw the first one with you. And it was hard to pay attention because, you know, we had the bucket.
Yeah.
And
Steve was just fucking the bucket for 2 hours.
so I missed a little bit of that movie.
All right. So back to the movie. They start talking about like attack bees and the Barney torture.
Right. Like
Which is real.
psychic, like breaking down people using, you know, evil ways.
And we find out that George Clooney has cancer.
Yeah.
How many times are we gonna find that out?
Yeah, we already said
Yeah, I guess we said it. And he's
Bill has a vision of Timothy Leary. And
like, Dennis Leary. I'm an asshole. He's smoking a cigarette. I'm a 90s edgy comedian. This'll never go out of style.
No one's cared about me since I was a fireman.
I saw like one clip from that fucking show,
Did you?
and it was so cringy. It was so cringy. Ugh.
You
You
can
know what I'm
tell us
talking about?
it? No, I don't know what clip you saw.
So it's like it's the firefighters. No, it's the firefighters doing like sensitivity training,
Okay.
but they're edgy and just like, why do we gotta do this? If I want to call him a racist term, I'll call him a racist term, and they all start calling each other racist words, and they're all
but
like,
they keep it safe and don't say anything.
yeah,
But completely
yeah.
acceptable
Yeah,
racist
yeah.
terms.
Oh, it's so annoying. Oh, I hated it. Fuck you.
Look, they're New York City firemen. You know, what do you want?
Yeah.
We gotta stick together.
We can't have any broads coming in here and changing up the job on us, you
Right.
know? How am I going to be able to say all my favorite slurs to my
Like-
friend?
Like Dago or Mick.
Yes,
And that's it.
Yeah. If I want to call him a wop, I'll call him a wop. Whoa!
Hope any Polacks didn't hear that.
Careful!
So let's wrap up the movie.
No! Yes, he sees Timothy Leary and decides, I'm going to drop acid in the water and
Yes.
the eggs and make this whole base on acid.
It's
This is
silly
like, I
and
don't know how
goofy.
to end this movie. Let's do it this way.
Yeah,
That's what it felt like.
this is why the movie needed to be a documentary and not a narrative.
Right, because they didn't know what to
They
do.
have nowhere to go.
Right.
The only way the narrative could work is if you didn't do a wraparound of any kind
Mhm.
and you just told the story of the program from
Right.
start to end.
Yeah.
More linear, yeah.
And like, you know,
It's linear.
there just isn't enough there for an actual movie, you know?
Which is interesting because there was a lot like that they could have done.
But I think for an actual story, it's difficult,
Sure,
you know?
sure.
And they did this wraparound, which doesn't really work, you know? And that's really it. And then the last shot of the movie is now Ewan McGregor has accepted the ways of the Jedi. He's going to run through a wall and then hide in the desert for 18 years,
Well, his story
age,
gets published.
age 40 years, and then train Luke Skywalker. And that's what Ewan McGregor's
Well,
gonna
his
do.
story actually gets published. So the story that he, like the men who stare
It's
at
supposed to be
goats
the book, right?
is the book.
I mean, you skip the whole thing where they free terrorists.
Yeah, they liberate they free the
They-
goats,
yeah,
they free
and
the
they let
terrorists.
everybody go, yeah.
Everyone's on acid, and it's like a
Right.
peace thing. It's like, okay, whatever.
It's like, don't you see?
The hippies
Yeah.
win.
The 60s are the best.
Right. We all were high and
Yeah.
let go a bunch of murderers. It's so
And that's
stupid.
how it should be.
Right. And then he's like, everyone, like, apparently they were never seen again because they were on acid and flew a helicopter and crashed. The story that was picked up by the news was the Barney thing.
Yes.
Um,
Because that's a fun soundbite that everybody could run with.
Right.
right. And the
Be-
whole
pretend,
real
pretend
story,
to be outraged.
Yeah, the whole real story was forgotten. And then he runs through a wall at the end.
That's it.
But because they were training phasing.
Yeah.
Um, Yeah, I think it's an interesting glimpse at like what the military was doing. Like that's pretty crazy what the CIA was doing.
It's definitely an interesting
insane.
story that you know that thing existed.
Yeah.
It seems to me like it was just like a bunch of guys trying to do something. It didn't really go anywhere, and then they stopped doing it.
Yeah. To say it didn't go anywhere is a little difficult though. Because
It never
still
developed
exists.
into a thing where it was
Right.
as viable as they wanted.
Right.
Yeah,
They were
yeah.
trying something out.
Yeah.
But
They
it's
wanted to see if they
still-
could invent super beings.
Mm-hmm.
But they somewhat did in certain instances. Like they were using psychics and like successfully doing things. So like, did it really fail? I guess when you're thinking of success rates, it did.
It's
You
not.
know?
It's not a viable military strategy
It's not economically
by no
viable.
means. By no means.
like defense.
Defense. Mr. Wang! Defense!
I like.
They
this
lighted a
movie.
fish.
I like this movie. I could watch this at any time. It's enjoyable. It's got comedy in it. Whether you guys think it does or not, that's opinion based. So I'm not going to knock you for it. I gave it a 7 out of 10. I love it. Let me see your.
Hold on. Ant, what do you give it?
Why? I'm not going to say anything. I'll wait.
5.
I'm right with you. 5 exactly.
Yeah.
It's not bad.
It's
It's average.
It's inoffensive.
It's average.
it's whatever.
Yeah. It's just
I'll
kind of
forget.
there.
I always will forget this movie exists,
Mhm.
and someone will bring it up. It's like, oh yeah, I vaguely remember that.
All right. I know what this is,
Yeah.
but I could also tell. Did you watch this late at night?
Not super late.
You
But
guys
late
like to
enough
stay
you're a
up
little
late at
sleepy?
night?
You're a little tired?
That's good because we like that too.
What?
You don't even try anymore.
Yeah, you're
No,
not even,
my
you're not
last
even
ones were
putting
good.
effort. You're not even putting effort. I know it's a goat.
Yeah.
I know it's a man.
Do you want to end the segment? You want to stop
No,
doing it?
no, I don't.
Is that
I think he does.
is
I
that
think
what
he-
you're trying
I
to
think
tell
he's
us?
trying, but
no,
you know.
I didn't have a lot of space either because the title was long.
Look, if you don't have to do this.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah,
No,
you can
I
stop.
like doing it.
You could stop.
I like doing it. The next one, I honestly didn't draw anything. I didn't even know what the fuck to draw.
Exactly. Okay, we'll suspend the segment.
No,
You
I
have
don't want
draw
to
them
suspend it.
It's done.
It's,
It's
not
done.
Give him
done.
what he
It's
wants.
all right. Yeah, all right, it's all right.
It's,
It's all right.
not, it's not done.
You're in charge of the ship here.
What should I draw for this one? I honestly don't know.
I
The
don't-
next one.
No, you drew the right thing. You just didn't try to draw it good.
I tried to draw it as accurately as I could, and I had a little space because the title is so long.
It's a stick figure with legs. It's not even a chair. It looks like a chair.
That
Is
was
it
a chair. Yeah, that was a man
See,
sitting
I
in a
don't know.
chair.
I didn't know that. It looked like a man with multiple legs.
I have a chair.
Oh.
King of the
Anyway,
castle.
that's the movie.
All right.
Thank you for listening, for watching, for laughing along. Oh,
I don't think they made it through the episode.
I think they did. We put up merch. We put up
There's a
new
new
merch.
shirt out.
I put up a new
Yeah.
shirt specifically for you.
Yeah,
Yeah, your legacy will live on.
my wife wants it.
Oh, we had one order so far, I think.
Really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
like on drop, like it was ordered
Yeah, immediate.
instantly.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for whoever that
Yeah.
wonderful human being is.
Yeah, I don't. I can't. I don't think we say their name for protection.
Yeah, but
purposes,
you
but
can't
yeah,
dox
like, but
them.
thank you.
Oh, it told you?
Well, we get the order
Yeah, I
information
get
of
the
where
order,
it
yeah.
ships.
I get all your information.
Yeah.
And I
When you
sell
buy it, we know.
we know.
We sell it to the dark web.
We gotta fund this somehow.
Yeah. You're gonna get MK Ultra if you buy a shirt from us.
Oh, don't tell them that.
Yeah, no, that's
scary.
not. Yeah, we're not giving you free drugs. That's expensive.
All right. Want to give a big thank you to everybody listening and or watching. We greatly appreciate it. Want to give a big thank you to Tom, Steve, Dave, Brywalt, Q, Get 'em, last record down in the studio. Thank you guys so much. Please like and subscribe, share the show, tell a friend, do all that stuff. Go to Our View History Pod on Twitter, Reviewing History Pod everywhere else. Go to reviewinghistorypod.com to buy some merch like the shirt Steve just
Thank you
mentioned.
for being a friend.
A bunch of other designs.
Baby.
Rate and review Apple Podcasts, iTunes, all that stuff. You know where we'll be. Follow me.
As comical as it is,
We're going to get a copyright strike now.
Yeah, as comical as it is, we might want to take him to the hospital after this. He does not seem well.
Come on, we got 2 more episodes
Yeah.
to do.
All right. All right. Follow me personally on all social media at Brian Rupert. That's with 2 P's. Follow me on Letterboxd. I rank review every single movie I watch, even the ones in my personal life. Thank you guys so much. We'll see you next time. Bye.